season long in what has been an electrifying Game 7 here at Oracle Arena.
And Mike, Ty Lue elects to take out Tristan Thompson, insert Richard Jefferson. Offensively, that'll give him more space. But if it's not a timeout, defensively, that's a real challenge for the Cavaliers against the likes of Curry and Thompson.
Each team has a foul to give as we come up on a minute remaining.
And they're putting Curry in the pick and roll, trying to get him on Irving.
Irving and Curry, one-on-one. Irving puts it up. It's good! Kyrie Irving from downtown! And the Cavaliers by 3.
And I like the no timeout call by Steve Kerr.
Love picks up Curry. Curry steps back, fakes a 3, drives again, shut off nicely. Found a Green, 7 to shoot. Curry fakes the 3, steps back, crossover, puts up a 3. Rebound James with 30 seconds remaining.
What a spectacular job by Love.
Irving on the drive, goes inside, lost it, gets it back and finds Love. There's a 7-second difference between shot clock and game clock, and they had a foul to give, so Barnes fouls him there.
But that's a bad foul, Mike. That
Absolutely.
gives him 3 extra seconds. And what was Kyrie Irving doing in transition?
Now it's 4.7 difference between shot clock and game clock. Cavaliers have 1 timeout left. Can go in the backcourt in the last 2 minutes to get it.
But they've got to manage this clock. They don't want to go early.
Irving drives to James, misses the jam, but fouled. James will shoot 2 free throws as he goes down hard with 10.6 remaining. And the Cavaliers leading by 3.
And Mike, that's a good play by Draymond Green. That's a championship play because if he gets the dunk, it's basically over. To the paint, LeBron takes the spill. Hopefully he's all right, but that's the right defensive play by Draymond Green.
James holding on to that right wrist a bit. And the medical staff and almost the entire team for the Cavaliers, the entire bench running down to see if he's okay. .6 seconds remain. Cleveland was down 8 in the third quarter, down 4 here in the fourth, and now lead by 3. Let's see the play once again.
A great find from Irving and Draymond Green. That's a clean foul. It's a foul. It sends him to the line, and you see LeBron goes down hard. Fortunately, he's up walking to the bench.
The big thing on that injury is Cleveland had to take their last timeout. So if they have trouble getting the ball in, if Golden State scores, you cannot have any more timeouts.
So James will go to the free throw line. A hard fall. He's 7 of 8 from the line. Holding on and clenching that right fist.
I can't say enough about the job Kevin Love did on that last possession defensively against the 2-time MVP in Curry.
Warriors have 2 timeouts remaining. Stays a 3-point game.
And Mike, as a player, there's no pressure right now. You're up 3. Worst case scenario, you got to give them 1 free throw. That should be the mindset. I missed it. You got to step up and knock this free throw down if you're LeBron James.
Warriors will no doubt call timeout. Miss or make here from James. Rattles in the second. 4-point game. Timeout Golden State. Cleveland does have a foul, 11 assists. He's in the fourth.
Gets him one-on-one, lulls him to sleep, forces a late contest. That's a big-time offensive play by Kyrie Irving, but it's a play he's made his entire life. The ability to score and flat out get it done on the offensive end.
Irving now with 26 and back in Cleveland. These fans realize they're 10.6 seconds away now from a championship.
And I'm not sure I like Shumpert on Curry in this situation. Do you use your foul right here? I would say yes. I'd be on the top side. I would make them go to their second play. And you can't forget about Mo Spates either.
A great point. I totally agree. I take the foul on this possession, forcing them to take it out again.
Curry runs off. Iguodala looking. Thompson catches. Thompson a couple of dribbles. Head fake. Tied up. Throws it in to Green on a foul on the entry pass. That's the foul to give. And now they'll take it out of bounds with 6.5 remaining.
And you got to make sure you're in nobody's area to allow them to knock down a three and you get contact. I lost a playoff game on a phantom 4-point play to Jeff Van Gundy.
Iguodala to inbound. Shumpert trying to stay with Curry. Catches. One dribble. Steps back. Puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound tip taken by Spates. Final seconds. It's over. It's over. Cleveland is a city of champions once again. The Cavaliers are NBA champions.
Cleveland is a city of champions once again, ladies and gentlemen. Your Cavaliers 2016 NBA champions. Welcome to a special edition of the Boss Hour live from beautiful Kirtland, Ohio, and Lakeland's Lake Effect Radio. This is Matt Bossman, your host, and your favorite. You all know that by now. Live with Jeremiah as well. What's up?
You didn't mess up the intro. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I didn't mess up the intro. I was pretty happy about that, you know.
We'll have to see if Tom does that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think he'll mess up his intro, but
He did last week, so we'll see if he holds it.
we'll
a little
see
bit
if
better.
he's, caught on to the concept of not messing up intros. We have 2 in a row now. Because I messed up our intro last week for the J&M Today show, so.
Yeah, that happens.
Well, anyway,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 2016 school year. Everybody at Lakeland Community College. This is the Boss Hour. And what's up? How we doing today? Cavaliers champions. How we feel about that? What do you think?
Well, I would have to say Cleveland's more at ease.
Yeah, Cleveland is more at ease, and after
I still wish the one thing I was hoping that was going to happen happened.
what? Johnny's still on the Browns?
They would have they would have burned down Cleveland Browns Stadium.
That would have been a bad.
It
That would
would've
have been a
been
bad
bad, but
idea.
funny.
And I think that would have kind of ruined the whole point of a championship. I think getting rid of the Browns compared to winning the NBA championship wouldn't have gone too well with fans of Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think so. But anyway, so we have a lot to talk about. A lot happened over the summer. A lot happened while I was being lazy, sitting at my house, chilling out, going to work here and there. The Tribe. Let's talk about the Tribe. What's going on with the Tribe? The Tribe are in first place by 4.5 games over the Detroit Tigers and 8.5 games over the Kansas City Royals. The Indians have been playing great. It's been a great season so far for the Tribe. And right now, as it stands, go on ESPN.com.
I really think the movement happened right after when the parade was happening for the Cavs.
Yeah, the
That
Cavs.
They really turned it on then.
The Cavs had a parade, and get this, 1.3 million people in downtown Cleveland. Many people coming from out of state to see this parade when the Cavs won. It was beautiful. It was fantastic. It was like a masterpiece of art that had never been seen before. And, to tell you the truth, I didn't expect the Cavs to beat the Warriors. Not a lot of people did.
I was always in there.
Yeah, I didn't expect...
No,
Curry.
I was in with them actually winning it.
Oh, you think so?
Oh yeah, I never doubted it.
I did. I really thought, because LeBron has choked in the finals before with Miami, with a team that, he had his best friends, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. He had a great team. They choked. He left. He jumped ship. We lost 2 seasons ago to the Warriors the first time, and I just felt that this was going to be the Achilles heel of the Cavaliers.
You thought that when they were down, when they were down
3-1, yeah. The Cavs,
Which is
again,
understandable.
down 3-1 to the Warriors. Cavs win 3 in a row. Never happened before in the history of the NBA Finals. How about that? The first championship in Cleveland in 48 years?
No, 53?
53 years since 1948 with the Tribe. That was our last championship, folks. Not anymore. 2016 NBA champion Cavaliers. Cavs weren't even around at that point.
Oh, yeah. They didn't exist.
They didn't exist then.
And
so
they've been a franchise for what now? 20-something? 23? I thought. 23 years?
What do you mean?
So, the Cavs being a franchise.
Oh, since 1970.
Yeah.
Been longer than 23 years.
Oh.
All right, so right now as it stands, going back to the Tribe, right now as it stands in the Central Division, Indians have a 79-57 record as opposed to the Detroit Tigers and the Royals. Tigers have a 75-62 record, 4.5 games out. Kansas City 71-66 record, 8.5 out of first place with the Tribe. So, this season, what happened? What happened that a Cleveland Indians team that went from no pitching, no hitting, not spending any money on free agents, not filling the ballpark with fans, except for that wild card game we had a few years ago against Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But since the Indians started playing well, when did that happen? That was about mid-June. And what happened around that time?
I still say it was the Cavs parade.
It was the Cavs. It was the Cavs winning the championship. That magical feeling that the Tribe got from the fans, the support. They won it.
Not only watching 1.3 people and wanting them to be there for you just like that after watching it and needing to drive to the ballpark with it, I would say that would sort of spark you a little.
That would. And I think, the whole point of, the whole Believe Land ESPN 30 for 30 film, it aired right before the Cavs won. I think everybody watched that. I think the Browns watched that, hopefully. I think the Tribe watched that, definitely. And the Cavs were inspired by it. And so, the Tribe right now, they won 14 in a row after the Cavs parade. Or right around the same time. And it just sparked this fire under the Indians that made them fantastic. A few players to really talk about with this team so far this year. Francisco Lindor, we'll start with him. And, I think it's unreal, some of his stats from this season. He leads the Indians in batting average with a .319 average, on-base percentage of .364, and a slugging percentage of .450. Unbelievable. But I think my favorite player on the Tribe, a guy that we just signed this year to a 1-year contract. Party at Napoli's, everybody. Mike Napoli, the first baseman.
Yeah, that was good.
30 home runs, 90 runs batted in. I mean, what is going on with this team? And that's only 2 guys. We can look at the entire lineup, and we'll do that right now. Looking at batting. Oh, and the Indians just traded for former center fielder Coco Crisp.
Yeah.
The Indians get their former veteran, guy that started his career here in Cleveland. Also, when he left the Tribe, he went to the Red Sox. And he played for Tito, played for Terry Francona.
I think it was sort of fitting.
It's a win-win, yeah. It's definitely fitting because Abraham Almonte cannot play in the postseason because of suspension. So right now...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was suspended. I don't know the reason. But I know that he... part of the suspension was either... games in the regular season where he couldn't have played at all this season, but then in the playoffs. But I don't think that would have worked for him because he wouldn't have been able to contribute to get to this point.
Yeah.
So he chose to stay and sit out of the postseason. So looking at the batting leaders, again, Francisco Lindor leads in average. The shortstop coming through the farm system, coming through the minors. How about that? Minor league player of the Cleveland Indians. He played. I
But
saw
they
him
do
play
have a
at the
very
Captain's
good-
Stadium a few years back.
We do have a very good farm system.
We do.
so.
We have a great farm
Yeah.
system. And just overall, this team is surprising everyone. Looking at some of the batting averages, Coco Crisp, 333 average. Francisco Lindor, 319. Jose Ramirez. Wow.
Yeah.
309 average. The other night against the Miami Marlins, let's play you what happened in that game. Magical Jose Ramirez and Lonnie Chisenhall showing up downtown at Progressive Field. Listen to this.